Hey, everybody. Listen, welcome in the building. What is it? Happy Wednesday, people. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called All About the Benjamins. Yes, it is. It's called All About the Benjamins. First, let me give y'all a quick update. And the quick update is the young lady last night, actually, the woman was younger than I thought she was. The young lady last night that dropped her baby off in Penn Station, 34th Street, the umbilical cord still attached. I told you they was probably going to find her pretty quickly, and they did. She was arrested already. Blessings to her. I don't know what happened. They don't really have a story for us yet. I think they are supposed to be doing some press conference tonight. So if the press conference happens before I end the show, we'll share it and look at it together. But I do know she has been arrested. They found her really quickly. You know, nowadays with this digital footprint, honey, the people diming you out. They put your picture up. You might as well go turn yourself in. If you are watching the news and you did something and they put your picture up, call a lawyer. They have the lawyer call the police station, tell them, give you a minute, don't bust down your door. You're going to go ahead and turn yourself in because they finding the people real quick and fast these days, okay? I don't know, Flip. I think she's from here. I have no idea. I don't know that much about her, but I do know that they did find her and it was that quick. But I have grace and mercy for her. It's unfortunate she didn't take the baby to a police station or a hospital, but now she's being charged. It's very sad. So we're going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about that. I just wanted to give you that update. Tonight's show is all about the Benjamins, okay? Every single story in tonight's episode, trending topics, has to do with the finances, the money. Now, we did Marvin Winans last night. We showed how he spoke to the church goer. He told her, you don't have the 2K. You was not listening to me. I told you. Everybody listen up. This line is for 1,000 plus 1,000, meaning 2,000. You got 1,200, it's not enough. So after the thing went viral, he went on the news. He went on the news to explain himself. He was like, it's not what you're thinking. He was very humble and calm when he was on the news and explaining himself. But why wasn't you humble and calm with your churchgoer that has been supporting your church for years, donating her funds? And listen, I was wrong about her too. I thought that was her grandson with her. That's her son. So it was her son going up there to get the money. Now he come on the news talking about we got it twisted. We got it all wrong. Well, we really got to talk because he apologized to her. So why are you apologizing to her if you in the right? We're going to talk about it. I'm just asking y'all questions. We'll have a discussion about it. So that's Marvin Winans. Now, you know what? The people just lost their natural mind. We got this worker working for Metro PCS. It's a phone company. We got a customer. She comes in and she said, help me with my phone. I can't download the apps. I can't do this. I can't do that. Help a sister out. So she gives the worker her phone. She steps outside to get her little smoke on. I guess she thought because the customer was older, she wasn't going to be aware. So she does whatever to the phone. Customer leaves. She gets home and finds out that her Cash App that this girl done sent herself $400. And shout out to the customer. She did the right thing. She called the police. She filed her police report. And the police, they gets the digging. They digging. And they find out the information. They go down to the job. And they say the homegirl, they said, can we talk to you a minute? And she's like, hold on. You got the nerve to be doing criminal stuff, but then you want your business to be in private. She said, hold on, wait a minute. Can we go talk? Can we talk in private? Can we? They was like, okay. And they let her know that we know that you stole this $400. She tried to act like she ain't do it. She don't know what's going on. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do it. They showed her the phone. They said, this your Cash App? She was like, yeah, that's my Cash App. Well, the customer said you stole the money. And then the cop said, we know you did it because that's your MO, because he told her, I already looked up your police record. He said, I already looked up your record. And we know this is what you do. And you done transferred and stole this money. So she got arrested. And before she got arrested, she going to call her mother. I think she wanted her mother to come pick up her car or whatever she wanted her mother to do. And then the mother talking about, well, what happened? Mama, you know your girl is a thief. This ain't her first rodeo. It's all about the Benjamin. People are losing their natural mind. And then you got this last chick. She's stealing from the charity. You know, you got to be low down and dirty if you want to steal from a church or steal from a charity. She was the boss of a charity that's collecting money for the poor and the underprivileged. What she do with the money she stole? They said, I think $10 million. She bought herself a mansion. She bought the boyfriend a yellow Mercedes Benz, the truck. And she spent the money. I don't know what else she did with that money. But I hope it was worth it, because now your family going to be homeless. You going to jail. You're a disgrace. I'm telling you, people, you know I preach it over here all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with some humble beginnings. And listen, if you got the begin and end in a humble home, then God bless you. At least you ain't going to jail and it is yours. And even if it ain't yours, y'all know how I say. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to title my book, The Studio Apartment. Write a book for y'all. I'm going to call it Studio Apartment. Because I'm telling you right now, ain't nothing wrong with a studio apartment where you got a bathroom, you got a room, you got a kitchen, and you can turn on the heat or turn on the air, and ain't nobody coming to arrest you, and you're not going to be compelled to be trying to steal nobody's money and something that just ain't yours. Did you really think you was going to get away with stealing $10 million? What is wrong with your brain? What is wrong with your brain? I don't know. People are crazy. It could never be that serious for me. Like, ever. No, I don't need it. I don't need to be in a mansion, because who cleaning it? Who cleaning it? Who's cleaning 10 bathrooms? Listen, it take me a minute, and I keep my house clean. It take me a minute just to keep the upkeep on my little humble abode. I'm going to be sitting here trying to clean 5 bathrooms and 6 bedrooms and dusting and all of that. My life is going to be spent cleaning versus just having fun and hanging out with the people. So, no, I can't go to movies with y'all. I'm cleaning my house. Unless you're just going to be nasty and have a nasty home. Who's paying for the landscaping on those big homes? Okay, Wade Mary said Marvin Winans is known for his arrogance. Excellent. What's her name? Lanadra? A lot of his previous members that were members on his ministerial staff, I personally know some. He is so arrogant, it's ridiculous. Well, you know what? See, and thank you, Mary, for that. See, I'm not playing those games. At the end of the day, if I was wrong or something, I'll learn when I meet God. Me and God are going to talk about it. But what you not finna do is get crazy with me. Whether you in the pulpit, you the teacher, you a friend, I'm not finna do that with you. And I told you, I ain't got no problem. I'm going to give my money to the church. I don't got no problem with that. But when you acting a fool, When you got it twisted, when you forgot the Bible that you preaching from, then no, I got to step back. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So listen, people, I done talked enough. I appreciate y'all coming out to hang out with me. Y'all know what time it is, though. It's time for me to bring the people in the building. So I need a what in the chat? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It's Wednesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title's called All About the Benjamins, okay? We got Marvin Winans. He want to speak, gonna go on the local news. Sir, you a day late and $1 short, okay? The Cash App theft and stealing from the charity. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hold on one second. Hey, Roy.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Julius.
Hey, y'all, hit the like button. Hey, Royer.
Hey, 48. Hey.
Hey, Diva.
Hey. I'm sorry, I thought I got something in my tooth. All right, all right, people, let's go ahead and you know, we're going to get right into this. You know what? I'll go ahead and get the elephant out the room. We'll start with the Marvin Winans story. We're going to start there. Y'all know what happened the other day. We just did it Monday night on Trending Topics. If you didn't see it, go back to that nice video and check it out. We had a good discussion about the situation. So now he came back. I guess some the people done called him up and told him, listen, child, they was like, you went viral. And he like, what happened? He said, you went viral. So he took his plea to the news, to the local news out there in Detroit, or wherever he at. And he tried to humble himself and explain his situation. Now, let me share a screen so we can get into this. Let me see, where am I at? Here we go. Not you wasting the news time with this, but hey, they took the story. We're going to listen to it.
Need to clear up a major But first, we need to clear up a major misunderstanding that's gone viral on social media.
On Sunday, Pastor Marvin Winans hosted a day of giving. Members of Perfecting Church were
I don't like the way that's looking. Why is it doing that? Okay, here we go.
Misunderstanding that's gone viral on social media.
On Sunday, Pastor Marvin Winans hosted a day of giving. Members of Perfecting Church were asked to donate $1,000 and raise another $1,000 to help finish the new sanctuary in Detroit and support their community programs. Pastor Winans asked those giving $2,000 or more to come to the front of the church first, with others following, from the largest donors to those donating as little as $1.62. But one member, Roberta McCoy, went viral after someone posted video of her coming to the front with less than $2,000, claiming she was rebuked by Pastor Winans. I spoke exclusively with both Pastor Winans and Roberta McCoy, who says she's been attacked online since that video began spreading. You're the woman in that viral video.
Right.
He did not rebuke you.
He absolutely did not rebuke me. Now, there's a difference. There was a correction, because let me clearly state that Pastor gave instruction on the lines to get into.
I was calling because the whole church was giving, and it was our day of giving, and the whole church was coming, and we didn't want people standing, the mothers and all that, so I was calling them by increments. And we had someone that had given out of before, and I corrected it, and I told everybody to listen and come when you call, and that's all that was.
Roberta told me Pastor Winans personally apologized to her. She's been a member of Perfecting Church since 2013 and has given faithfully over the years and will continue to do so.
Okay, so hold on. Let me just share screen again. And they got the nerve to be called Perfecting Church. You need to stop and change that name, because ain't nothing perfect in that situation right there. Let me see. Bishop Winans clarifies viral video showing church member during donation event. Bishop Marvin Winans and congregation member Roberta McCoy both say the viral social media video misrepresented Sunday's fundraising event at Perfecting Church. Bishop Marvin Winans of Perfecting Church hosted a day of giving on Sunday, asking members to donate $1,000 and raise another $1,000 to help finish a new sanctuary in Detroit and support community programs. Winans asked those giving $2,000 or more to come to the front first, with others following, from the largest donations to as little as $1.62. However, congregation member Roberta McCoy went viral after someone posted a video of her coming to the front with less than $2,000, claiming she was rebuked by Pastor Winans. McCoy says she has been attacked online since the video began spreading. Now, I don't know why people are attacking her, and that's very sad and wrong. That's messed up. I don't know why that's happening. She said, he absolutely did not rebuke me. Now, there's a difference. There's a correction, because let me clearly state the pastor gave instruction on the lines to get into, McCoy said. Winans explained his actions during the event were meant to maintain order and ensure elderly members wouldn't have to stand for extended periods. I was calling because the whole church was giving, and it was our day of giving, and the whole church was coming, and we didn't want people standing, the mothers and all of that. So I was calling them by increments, Winans said. And we had someone that had given out of before, and I corrected it. And I told everybody to listen and come when you call, and that's all that was. McCoy said Bishop Winans personally apologized to her following the incident. She has been a member of Perfecting Church since 2013 and has given faithfully over the years and will continue to do so. The story was reported on air by a journalist and has been converted to this platform. Okay, so that's that. Roy, your thoughts?
You know, I am a church boy, you know, born on the altar, been in church all my life. And I have seen this happen before, and I have always had issue with it. It is not new for churches to do this. Mm-hmm. What I have a problem with, and what I have always had a problem with, is why does it matter what people are giving? What was the purpose? If we are just giving, if this is for the church building fund, for the new sanctuary, as long as we all have the understanding that this is for the new sanctuary, what does it matter what anybody gave?
Right.
Why did it need to be announced? Whether they gave a penny, whether they gave $4,000, whether they gave $10,000. Where is it biblical? Where in the Bible did Jesus go around and say, stand in a line and tell me how much you give in the day? Where? It's nowhere in the Bible. That's not biblical. So even Diva, even if we were doing an auction, you know, I could see this. But we're in a service. This is the day of giving. Matthew tells us to give cheerfully without begrudging. So if people are giving cheerfully what they have to give, what does it matter whether or not, why are we standing in a line? Why are we not either walking around to the offering basket or passing the basket around? What does it matter? The word also tells us to not let our good deeds be evil spoken of. And he has now led a good deed, trying to get your new sanctuary, been an evil spoken around the world, unfortunately. And I don't want to call it evil, but you have given people yet another issue with the church where there should be no issue, because there's no confusion. God is not a God and an author of confusion. Why do we have all this confusion going on? Why? It was totally unnecessary. You wouldn't have had to get on the news and talk about this if we just would have passed the basket around and those who gave what they gave. And furthermore, Diva, he's been working on this church for years. Bishop Winans is not a new bishop. Why is the sanctuary already not paid off? Why we don't already have, you are a musical artist with millions. What are we doing? What are we financially doing with our money? What are we doing? We're supposed to be the lenders and not the borrowers. That's Bible.
I appreciate you. First of all, to me, you apologize. So who's apologizing and they don't feel that they're not wrong? And second of all, you didn't want people standing. Just collect the money like you do every service. Sunday at service, when they say it's offering and tithe in the church, they play the music. You know, the choir sings. The leaders go up there with the baskets, and everybody come around and simply drop their donation in the basket. Okay. And then even the people now, at least the church I go to, because a lot of people, they give through this Cash App or online, however they transfer from bank to bank, they tell them you can still walk and tap your phone on the basket, as a symbol of your giving. They ain't telling you, no, give a piece of paper and let us know how much you transfer from your account to ours. He gonna stop playing us out like we don't know church. We know church. And he didn't even want to mention in that news. I'm gonna come back to where you notice he didn't want to mention that. Oh, I told her she gave $1,200. She shouldn't have been in the line now. He fumbled with the words. He didn't even want to bring up how you told her that she was wrong, and because she even told you, I'll get the other 800. No, sir, you're wrong. Go ahead, Roy.
What I also have a problem is with these other pastors and preachers trying to back him for something that he was wrong about. When are we going to start holding our own accountable for the things that they do? You are wrong. You are wrong. And it doesn't matter that this has been done in the past, present, or whatever. Is it biblical? If we are supposed to be people that walk by the word, where is this biblically correct? Where?
It couldn't, because he couldn't even explain it on Channel 7. So I don't know why he went. He couldn't explain it. He couldn't explain himself. And then, you know what? Thank you for reminding me. Let me see if I still have that. First of all, Marvin Sapp, of course, he's going to try to justify, because he wanted to justify when he told the people to lock the doors.
Lock the doors.
Lock the doors. Okay? So here go Marvin Sapp. He think he want to chastise us. Well, sir, I rebuke it. I don't accept your chastising. He said, morning thought. Let's have an honest conversation. And please read thoroughly before you respond. How is a pastor wrong for publicly raising finances to advance ministry, feeding families, funding outreach, building community, yet those who attack the church for doing so are simultaneously generating income through algorithms, clicks, and controversy? Okay, one raises resources to build the body, the other uses the body perceived frauds to build a brand. A different motive, same monetization. So the real question is, if both are benefiting financially, one is for the church and the other is for personal gain from the conversation around ministry, why is one labeled manipulation while the other is celebrated as authenticity? First of all, let's talk, Marvin. Let me tell you this right here. If the people are gaining so much through a click in the view, then he don't need to be in the pulpit asking nobody for $1,200, $2,000, $10, whatever. Why don't he put his whole pastor and preaching on the YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok, and why don't he gain his money through God's name with a click in the view? Because he's full of crap. I ain't here for it, Marvin. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. I got a discussion for you. Don't be trying to shame us because we took something that happened. This happened. We didn't make this up. We didn't create this through AI. This actually happened, and we're having a discussion about it. And then, like his own people are saying that the building has been going on for years now. They said he's been rebuilding this building since 2013. It is 2025. How many more donations do you need? We're just checking. Julius, your thoughts?
Okay, I've been waiting patiently to go off on this false prophet ragamuffin. Now, he want to say, oh no, we had designated lines, this and that, yada, yada, yada. But yet the same one who tried to come to his defense, he didn't let the people off the church. He's like, what? And I quote, this is what he said. What, y'all just gonna go ahead and sit at the restaurants? That's all y'all gonna do. That's what Marvin Sapp said. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, back to the story at hand. This whole prosperity gospel, to me, is a farce. Now, I've spoken about my faith journey on the channel plenty of times. I grew up Catholic. Okay? I grew up Catholic. Have we had masses where we did fundraisers? Yes. But here's one caveat. The collectors of the plate, when they would collect the main plate, They would go down, they would do the blessing of the cross again, and they would go back and collect the donated money that was for the fundraiser. Only they would do the collecting. And there was no amount that was turned away. There was no set amount. There was nothing. You give what you could give. If you gave a quarter, trust me, that quarter would have been used to some food program or towards the building or something to community outreach. Even the congregational churches through the United Church of Christ that I have been to, you give with your whole heart. You give what God is telling you that you know that you need some resources you need to keep for yourself to make it through the month, but give what you can. There's no limit that is not enough. Now, this is simple false prophetism. In the word, it talks about it. Beware of the false prophets. They bark the loudest when folks don't live the same as they do. Again, hiding under a cloak. They bark the loudest when folks act a certain way or anything simply. Or even if the internet is calling them out when they're clearly in the wrong. And then they want to rush to the news or the interwebs to clean it up. Nah, we ain't doing the cleanup no more. Admit you was wrong. You lost this battle. You lost this war, really. And sit down somewhere. That's
Thank
it.
you, Liz. Katrina, your thoughts?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. As I said before, he was wrong. She was wrong too. But yet, instead of him chastising her like she's a child, he should have just said, "Well, hold on, baby. I ain't up to that number yet. And when that number come back up, you can donate or you can bring back whatever you need to bring back. But to sit there and scold her in front of these people, in front of her grandchild like that, that's ridiculous. Because, like I said, you still
That's her
accepted the
son.
money.
That's her son.
I mean, her son. I'm sorry. That's
Mhm.
you still accepted the money. I mean, you still took it. So if she wasn't in the right spot, you should have gave it back and told her to wait till that money amount come out. You still took the money, but you chastised her. And now you back on TV talking about talking about you getting you was in you apologize, and you wouldn't have had to apologize if you would have did the right thing. See, that's the thing. They got to realize there's phones everywhere. And these people took what he did and put it on the thing and went viral because what people don't know what goes on behind everybody's church doors. But now they got these cameras and they screaming. I'm quite sure he had no idea that he was going to be on every blog, every news station. They was clowning him like a big dog. And like I said, he deserved it. And but then again, she shouldn't have came up until it was her time as well. But the fact of the matter is, she still donated. She still gave the money. And if you didn't want that amount, you should have gave it back to her and told her to hold on to this until it comes to till it comes to you to bring this up there to us. But it was just ridiculous anyway. I mean, my dear God, like, why are you shaming? Well, I mean, that's what I don't understand. Why I got to come up in front of everybody and you telling people what somebody's giving? I don't even think that should be right. But these people run their churches the way they run their churches. I look at it this way: it's like you trying to shame them. That's what I get. Like you, so and so, Sister Patterson didn't bring this up here. He brought something else. I'm like, but why are they announcing how much somebody is giving? If you giving, you give from the heart. Because if you don't give from the heart, it's not going to flourish anyway. So what he should have did was let people sign a little paper thing, like you said, and because we do Cash App as well. Let them do it that way. You don't have to ask nobody what they donated. The thing about it is, if you getting the money to get it, that's all you need. And y'all saying he been building this church for how long? You better get BB and CC Wine and then to sing a song and let them pay for it. That's all I got.
Well,
And listen, let's be clear. He wasn't just upset that she got in the line at the wrong time, because that when she said, I work on the other $800, he didn't say, he said, that's not what I asked you to do. Right. So if it was a simple matter of she came out of order in the line, either way, the whole situation is ridiculous. I'm not going for the explanation that he gave. It's just dead wrong. It shouldn't matter. When does it matter? So you're going to put it in the bank. You're going to put all the $2,000 checks in the bank first, and then the 13th. Like, stop. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, I didn't know blessings had a price on them. And obviously these were $2,000.
Preach.
The
Come
Bible
on,
does
Mr.
say
Wayne.
God loves a cheerful giver. And I think in this economy, I think $1,235 is being cheerful. I feel the same way. He apologized because he know he was wrong. And that woman, I think she said herself, they saying that she said she was rebuked, and she's saying it's corrected. I was corrected. You know, I guess that's the proper thing, because she's been in the church so long, dressed up like an angel in all her white, to be seen, to go up there to give that money. Because why do you have to call out the amount of money that people be giving? I mean, you know, did he call out the people that gave $1.62?
He did. He did.
All the people that gave $1.62.
Everybody that gave came up and announced what they were giving.
Okay, but still putting a price on it. I don't and he was wrong. He didn't have to say anything. That's something that could have been done if she'd been a faithful member there, and he knows her. That
part.
It could have been something nobody would have had to know anything.
He could have just said thank you and kept it moving. And then if too many people was coming up out of the order that you didn't want, you could have just, you know what, everybody, I said, if you in the line already, just stay. But I did say that you should have came in the line this way. That's it. But
exactly.
it wasn't about her placement in the line. It was about her not having 2K. And that's why she said, I'm going to work on the other 800. And that's why he said, that's not what I asked you to do. It was like, come up here with, he didn't say thank you for the $1.62. You know, I need to see the rest of the video.
Yeah, he didn't say.
I think he was very arrogant when he was telling that lady. The way he was talking to her, I believe it was like that. With that puffy attitude. Even if the woman was wrong, going in the wrong line at the wrong time or whatever, it doesn't really matter. He had no right to say that, to humiliate that lady. Of course she's going to say, well, no, it was correction, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm quite sure they had to talk with her. You got Pastor Winans all over the news.
But it wasn't even her. Shame on the person who, and you know, people are mad at us. We didn't post the video. I don't go to his church.
Come on, I'm saying, because she was getting all these calls. I don't think.
No, I know she was, Wayne. But you know what? Shame on the people that clipped it and posted it.
That's what I said too, Diva.
Posted.
And then they saying rebuke.
I think the people that are coming to her wrong. I don't understand why people are on her back.
I had just told Wayne. I said, I guarantee you, the reason why they apologized and then got to sister or whatever her name is, she ain't got 1,000 phone calls. And first of all, when they saying that he didn't rebuke me mean that you calling me a devil, because that's the words they use when they rebuking demons out of people. So why am I being rebuked? You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you. 48, your thoughts?
Hey, Diva, panel, and chat. I'm sick of these bald head scallywags in the pulpit and got no hair in back, jailbird weaved up. Their hair is messed up. I'm sick of them. I don't think it's nobody's fault but the pastor's fault. And it was supposed to happen just like it was supposed to happen.
You better
Let's
talk.
be clear. The church ain't meant for that. The church ain't meant for you to be doing building funds. The church ain't meant for you to be raising money for all these other things. That's not what the church is for. Do churches do it? Yes, because we want to uplift the kingdom. He was wrong. To get your bald head self up there and say he's doing it for the seniors in the church. Well, how about this, Pastor Winans? How about just say all the seniors, such and such an age, please let the seniors come first and give. And when these people are giving, if they want to say what they're giving, they can say what they're giving, because you don't know that $1,200, what that sacrifice, you don't even know if that $1.62 was really somebody's bus fare to get back home. So I just want to be real clear for the people all the way in the back in the pews and everything. Church ain't about that. Okay. And that's the exact reason people in my age group, I'm a millennial, we don't fool with the church because we peeped game a long time ago. I'm not gonna sacrifice, and the pastor don't sacrifice anything. Like, yeah, I gotta go to work and pay to keep my truck and to keep gas in my car, but I'm gonna pay for the pastor to get him a new Mercedes big body. I'm gonna pay for his wife to get a new Cadillac.
Try airplane.
Don't get me wrong. If I love my pastor and my pastor is doing for my community, I want my pastor blessed. If my pastor is blessing me with the word, blessing my community, I want my pastor to be at the foot of the Lord. If that means that we got to make sure that his rent's paid, yes, let's make sure pastor get his rent paid, because pastor be out there, he's doing for the community. He's wrong. And he got on that daggone TV and that news, like everybody said, because he know that he's wrong. I have a nonprofit organization, Diva. So like when people are money hungry, and some of my nonprofit is not like totally Bible thumping down your throat, but you could tell by my fruits who I believe in. And Timothy somewhere, I know Timothy talks about it, and Timothy says that the root of all evil is money. To lust for money is a trap. That's what the Bible say. And so he just set himself up. And you've been doing it for so long, the Lord just set your trap up. Nobody knows the day, the time, the hour. Whenever God reveals whatever he reveals, and this is what it had to be. It's out with the old, the fake, the phony, and in with the new. Because people that are like progressive people, we want everybody to prosper. Progressive people, we want everybody to be saved. Everybody. People like that's looking out for their self, you can see it, and the Lord is opening up eyes. I don't know when the spaceship coming, but if they listening, my eyes are open.
You better preach, 48. Can we get an amen tonight?
Amen.
It's Wednesday night Bible study. Are you here? You better catch the word. You said the word. You said a word. See, that's the thing. Just because someone didn't physically step in the church building don't mean they ain't got it in them. You said a word. People should see you without you even saying anything and know what you about. You shouldn't have to sit there and be like, well, I go to church every Sunday. I pray. I believe in God. But yet you being evil on the job. You mean, you nasty. You treat your kids like trash. And everybody that come in your path, they don't leave better. They leave worse. So I don't care what nobody say. A lot of times people are working Monday through Friday and they can't wait till Friday because they just need a break. And so the only free days they got is Saturday and Sunday. And those are people that work traditionally Monday through Friday. So when they take their time on Sunday to step in somebody's building, it's not so they can get beat down and tore up. The church was laughing. And I'm sorry, y'all. I don't care what nobody say. That is just wrong. So she didn't have $2,000 and y'all think it's funny too? And if y'all was really about something, you know what they should have did? They should have said, you know what? We got 8 people, Pastor. She didn't have $800, but we coming in, stepping in for her and giving her the $800 so you can have $2K. But they were laughing. It's the nonsense for me. and nobody's going to stop me by speaking. You know, the whole thing when they want to stop somebody from speaking, they say, oh, you hating, whatever. Oh, they want to stop you from speaking. Oh, you don't know what. No, we're going by the words that came out of his mouth. Tay, you're up.
Hello, everybody. I feel like it's still wrong for that pastor what he did to that woman right there. Still, you still want that big mansion, the house, the car, the big garage so you can fit in. How many cars you gonna put in that house you got right there? And then, Diva, I still ain't gonna give him my money at all. After what you said to me at the church, no, you still ain't gonna get my money that I gave for this church right here. So no, it's wrong right there. And yes, 40K, I agree with you right there. So you can have your wife have her new hair, her new fingernails, everything, new clothes, like that right there. No, it's still wrong right there. And tell her that I still ain't. CC and BB, you better call get your brother before he say something wrong, and he trying to still clean his image and the church. Why Diva, I got one question. Why did the member of the church and the board did not stop him for what he said to that lady right there? And why the usher and the demons did not collect the money? Why did not stop him? That's all, Diva.
Thank you, Kay. Your thoughts?
Hi, good night, everyone. I have so many issues with this for different reasons. Like what you mentioned, Diva, about the church laughing was disgusting. That was disgusting. But I also know I'm a PK. I grew up in church, and I grew up in a household that didn't play with God. Okay. And we didn't play with his word. And today, as a grown woman, I don't play with his word. Okay. The church has been brainwashed. Okay. Because this is not the church that the scripture talks about. All of a sudden now, when we hear blessing always means money. In the Bible, blessing was not money.
Come on.
Blessings come from the Most High above, not from somebody's purse. So if we're looking for blessings, we need to get on our knees and talk to God and not go to the man at the front and try to pay him off to try to get a blessing. Like we're trying to pimp out God.
Oh my God.
Tell it.
Now, the simple fact that he even has people lining up, giving out money, to give money, that's a part of the brainwash too, because even that's not biblical. When we look at the New Testament and look at the gospel that Jesus came to spread, at no point do we see he took from anyone.
Come on.
All he ever did was give.
Oh my God.
He gave them the living word, and then he gave them bread.
Ooh.
He gave them food, literal food to eat and spiritual food to eat. He didn't take from anyone.
Nobody.
And then now we have this Marvin Sapp wolf coming up and trying to defend him, his fellow wolf, okay, to defend him. And again, a part of the brainwash to talk about how people believing that the church, it's a business, you got to run it like a business. No, you don't. No, you don't. And that was the gripe that Jesus had when he was in the temple and turned over the table, because they was in there running like a business. This is not a business. And people, stop thinking that God is broke. He ain't broke. He don't need your money. When you running down there and go, I gotta go pay my tithe. Just FYI, side note, tithe is not biblical either. It's not a New Testament. That was the Old Testament for the Levites. okay, because they were a priestly tribe and they were not permitted to work. So the other tribes had to take care of them.
Well,
This is not a New Testament thing. God don't need our money. And the temple that he is building is a spiritual one, not one made with hands, okay? He told us that. So he doesn't need our money. Now, am I saying that the church doesn't need money to run? No, I'm not saying that. It does, because bills got to get paid and stuff. Yes. Right. But true children and people of God give. Like Wayne quoted the scripture that God said he loves a cheerful giver. The cheer is not in the dollar amount. It's in the state of your heart. Woo! Your intent. I am giving, all I have is $1, but Father in heaven, I'm giving it over because I know that you will provide for me. It's not about the dollar amount. It's the intent and the state of your heart. I need people of God to wake up and stop listening to these wolves in the pulpit, because Jesus warned us about it in Matthew, and he's told us to beware of ravenous wolves. Wake up, people. Get in your word and read your word for yourself, and stop listening and feeding and providing and fattening the pockets of these ravenous wolves that we were warned about. I'm tired of seeing it. And we're turning people off. These people, these wolves are turning people off from the church. And it breaks my heart because I promise you, 48 and everybody else out there, anybody else out there that sees this as a judgment on the church, let me tell you something, honey.
Come on, talk.
The gospel of Jesus, okay, is unadulterated. It's the people that have muddied the waters. It's the people that have muddied the message. But God himself is pure and true, okay? And you don't need to go through a man to get to him. Jesus already gave us the path, and he is that path. And I just want to encourage everybody, bypass these wolves. Do not listen to these people. You can go and you can seek him on your own. You can get down. There is nothing stopping you from speaking to him. You can get down on your knees and you can speak to him one-on-one. Even if you don't know him, you can tell him, I don't know you, but I want to.
Woo!
Come on now.
That's all I got, Diva.
Well, honey, you had a whole lot. Can we get the Bible study on Wednesday night? Amen. Amen. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You said what I couldn't say. And to God be the glory. You can know and speak to him for yourself. You don't have to be embarrassed. The church is supposed to be like a hospital. I should go there to get comforted. I should leave better than I came. And I bless this woman because let me tell you something. I know what she's trying to say. This woman, I could tell, has been going to church all her life. And you know, when you old school, they tell you, don't you dare say nothing about the pastor. That's why she's sitting there talking about, he didn't rebuke me. But she's human. If you ask me, I know she was hurt. Callie, your thoughts?
Okay, my perspective of this is always going to be from a person who, you know, I'm not Christian.
Right.
But I will say that when I was very young in college, I ended up going to one of these things that turned out to be a recruitment for a pyramid scheme. And that's what this reminded me of. This whole thing to me is like scam. It's like scam, red flag is going off everywhere. Like 1,000 plus, your 1,000 plus 1,000 more in this economy. And then for him to come back and say that this money isn't to build an old folks home. It isn't to feed the homeless. It's not to help the youth. It's to build another building to have more church. Am I understanding this correctly?
I think it's to rebuild their own church, period, not just another building. I think they're trying to rebuild their church.
You know, unless the roof is literally falling in on this church, for him to have been collecting this money for this many years, I'm sorry, this got scam written all over it. And that, you know what I mean? Like, these people don't hold your belief hostage. There are other churches, you can, I'm sure, read the Bible on your own. I just really feel that this man should have never felt emboldened enough to even get up and do this. And for him to even come out with this ridiculous explanation, he should have just said nothing, because he really got me looking at him crazy now. Because unless you was coming out here saying, like, look, we are really trying to build this housing for the homeless. We're almost there, and we have a deadline, and we have to have this money to the builder at a certain time to start. And that was the only reason why I was really just leaning on people. No, that wasn't his explanation. And as far as like you just building this building to have church, to me, like, that's not really helping anyone. Like, you already have a church, you're already in a building. Like, this whole concept of even what he was collecting this money for is to me, it's got red flags written all over it. I don't think anyone should trust this man. And like I said, I'm pretty sure there's other churches where people are not in there doing this. Now, as far as this prosperity preaching, as I understand it, what it sounds like it's happening is that people are sort of manifesting things into their lives due to their belief that if they give this money to this church, that they're going to get something. The problem is, it's just a symbol. It's like burning a candle. You can manifest things into your life without having to give this man $2,000. You're not getting these things are not happening because you gave this man $2,000. They're happening because you believed. And your belief probably changed some of your behaviors. And that's what's bringing that stuff into your life. This whole thing to me is just extremely weird and crazy. And it's probably one of the main reasons why my dad did not want me raised with this religion and this church. And he wanted me to be able to think for myself. It's because of people like this man. And, hopefully some people wake up and they leave and find another church where people are not doing this. Because not only are you asking people for $1,000, you're asking people to go out and solicit $1,000. But you're soliciting this money to do what? To build more church. So I guess so he can have more members or what have you. I'm still trying to understand what remodeling this church or building a new building or what is this supposed to ultimately do to help people? That in of itself is problematic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mary was saying Mary's saying it's a new church that's been under construction for 23 years. So that
exactly.
Right there, he needs somebody to come speak over him, because obviously he's not getting to the Most High either. Because if you take 23 years to build a church, then your blessing ain't coming either. Am I your thoughts? In my opinion, you there?
I still think the same way I said last night. I don't feel no different. I think this man is playing games, okay? We don't go to church to sit in separate lines. Separate lines for what? I've never heard the pastor tell me, oh, if you got $10, get in this line. And if you got $250, you get in this line. But if you got my $2,000, you come on up to the piano. And then even if he felt like that, did he have to call her out on this stage to everybody the way he did? I mean, there's a right way and a wrong way to handle this. If this is how your church go, cool, fine. You like it, I love it. I didn't like the way he sat there and talked to that lady with that baby sitting right there, because our children learn from what they see. Mm-hmm. And this is that child's first lesson in a church setting, is that the pastor gonna holler at you if you ain't got the $2,000. I saw it happening. That's a good lesson. But I'm just saying, that's not the way church is supposed to be. You're supposed to go there to feel better. You're supposed to give and be a cheerful giver. You're supposed to know that your blessings is on the way. But if you putting a dollar amount on blessings, I ain't never heard nobody say, oh, I paid $2,000, I got this big old blessing, but you paid $100 and you ain't get a big blessing. That ain't how God works. He didn't say the more you give me, the bigger your blessings is. So I was turned out by that. This is the mega blessing. What's a mega blessing? And who gave you the authority to decide how much is for this mega blessing? Now you playing God. You supposed to be just a teacher, but you done overstepped your bounds and you done put yourself on a high pedestal like you God. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, he learned a lesson because the people had spoken, honey. He had to go up on the news and he tripped over his own words because he didn't know what to say. Anywho, listen, we're going to carry on. And yes, the next time a situation come up, yeah, we're going to talk about it because that's what we do. Okay. We're going to educate the people over here. And Kay gave us a whole sermon tonight. And to God be the glory. Let the church say amen. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and move into this next story. I don't understand people and they're stealing on the job. You sitting there on the job, and I hope I didn't click out of it, but if I did, I could go back to it real quick. You sitting there on the job, you a whole thief. You get busted, and with this digital footprint world, how you going to send a cash app to yourself? Like you just a whole fool. Let's take a listen.
Doing good. Is there a Kayla Allen here? Hello, can I speak to you? Yeah. Perfect. You have somewhere in private?
Let me call you back. All right. We can step out front. That's okay.
Do you have a separate office or anything like that, or is this just? Okay, can we go stuff from here? Okay, yeah, perfect, that's fine. Okay, I'm Officer Torres, Houston Police Department. Okay, this is Officer Johnson. Okay, we're over here investigating a theft. Okay, so before I ask any questions or anything, I'm going to read you your rights. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right, you have the right to remain silent and to refuse to answer questions. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult an attorney before speaking to the police and to have an attorney present during questioning now or in the future. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you before any questioning. If you wish, you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you? Mm-hmm. Okay. How are these rights of mine? Do you wish to talk to us now?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Hello. So we are here investigating a theft that occurred, okay, with one of your clients that you helped with a phone. Okay. It's an older lady. Her name is Paula or Paulie.
I work at a phone store, so I
Yeah, no, you're fine. I guess it was earlier today. I have to read her statement. She said that she came in here for a phone problem, saying that she cannot download any apps. Okay. She said that that she has to get a brand new phone because I guess you can't put a SIM card in or some type of card to help her have more storage. So she said that she gave her your phone. She stepped outside to smoke a cigarette, and that you went through her phone, won Cash App, and sent her $400.
Her phone is right there. If that's the customer I'm thinking, she talking about it. She did a trade-in.
Yes, but I'm talking about you going through her phone on her Cash App to send you $400.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay. Well, do you have the picture?
Yeah.
It's honestly just good to come clean. Okay. No, there's no need to lie. I got all the probable cause and evidence to prove otherwise.
So this is what she's showing us that was on her phone.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we are here investigating a theft.
Right. Would you agree? I'm saying.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you. Okay.
That's you.
All right. Confirming. This is what was sent from her phone to your Cash App.
And it shows, all right, and it shows right here, Paula Tills, which is our victim, payment received.
All right.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't receive that.
You did. There's $400 that went to your bank account on Cash App. $466. Okay. You already had $66 before that.
I didn't even see that come in.
You're the one that did it, so I just.
I did. You can watch our camera. We have cameras in here.
This is your MO. I already looked up your jail history. Okay, you've been arrested for, you can tell me, fraudulent use of a credit card, identity theft, all the above. Probable causes, that's exactly what you just did. Okay, I'm gonna go contact my supervisor, and we'll go from here, okay?
That's my district manager in my house.
Yes, yes.
She's been here all day. She wasn't even here when the lady came. We was all in the front. She was standing good. If she pulled up the camera, she was standing right there. We had a store full of customers.
Okay, well, I'm not sure who else would go through her phone besides you.
Me, right? Would you agree?
I'm not saying she did, but we were both doing her devices. We both helped the lady.
Okay. Are you willing to send the complainant back, the victim back her money?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. Once she does that, when she's doing that, I guess the district manager wants her to close out her stuff for the job.
Okay. I was asking her if she wanted, because we didn't know what was going to happen. Okay, so did she want me to close?
Yeah, and I think that's what she wants you to do. Yeah, so if you can stay touchable with her, I'm going to call the victim back.
Okay.
See what she wants to do now.
Okay, okay.
Right.
I'm not saying she did, but we were both doing her device. Hello. Mom, my car's in the bag. Okay, but so what happened? The lady say I cashed out myself, but me, my boss, and we had a store full of customers. She was standing right there the entire time.
So okay, but if ain't no proof you cashed out yourself her money.
That's what she said. When all I was doing was setting up her devices.
Okay, but wait a minute. So did it show that you cashed out yourself?
Yeah, it was on my cash app.
Okay, well then you did that.
No, I did not.
Excuse me, man. This is Officer Torres, Eustis Police Department. Yes. Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Your daughter's gonna be arrested for theft. Okay. I mean, it just. I know. Yeah, I'm sure you understand. It just. What she's telling you makes no sense. She went through the victim's phone, or onto her cash app, and sent herself $400. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But I guess she tried $500 after that. But that's when the bank declined that because they thought something was fishy. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, but she did send the money back.
Hello.
Mama,
the money back to the victim. Okay, but the victim was very, she said if the suspect was apprehended, then she wants them to go to jail. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so that's all that we have. Okay. She'll be able to call you back into jail. I think they can give her 3 numbers to contact with. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. You have any questions? From the money back to the victim. Okay, but the victim.
Ciao, warrior. Her mother said you did it then.
It be your own people. It be your own people that throw you under the bus. But shout out to mama for, standing up for what was right and not standing up for her baby. That's what's wrong with society, in my opinion. A lot of these parents do not hold their children accountable for the things they do. Especially boy moms. Boy moms love to cover up what they boys do. No shade to the boy moms, but we got to call it like it is. They love to cover it up. This mama not having it. She said, I didn't raise no thief. You know what you did, and you need to go on and head on down to the county, girl. And maybe I'll catch you down there to bail you out. Maybe I won't. How are we supposed to be out here serving people, Diva? She is in a job of service. You're serving the people to help get their phone right. She came in there. She has worked hard for her money to buy her phone, to download apps in the App Store, which most apps you have to pay for. Mm-hmm. You took advantage of this lady who was coming in to do a service which you was getting paid for anyways, because this is your job. Then try to cover up for it while your district manager, not your regular everyday manager, your district manager is here. Yeah. Go on and pull out the cuffs. Go on and pack your things up for the day. And we'll see you down at the courthouse in a few days.
Uh-huh. Well, that mother said you did it. Julius?
My mama always told me this from when I was a young boy. She said, these are 2 things I can't stand, a liar and a thief. Mm-hmm. And that ragamuffin is both of those things, a liar and a thief. As soon as that mama said, wait a minute, that thing appeared on your Snapchat, that means you did do it, you big dummy. Are you dumb, stupid, or both? Just like Diva say sometimes. She wanted to say it, but the officer, I could tell he was holding back his laughter because she was going in. But she was the girl's a big dummy. And I could tell her mama installed in her that wisdom, and she said, tell me the truth. She said that, and that's how she knew her daughter was not being truthful. Her daughter was lying.
Thank you, Julius. Callie, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the mom pretty much knows her character, and the mom kind of knows, like, yeah, you did this. It's very possible that she may have done something similar before and just didn't get caught.
No, she did because the officer told her. He said, "I know your MO. You did fraud, identity theft, this, that."
Yeah. So she's a forger. Like they used to, back in the day, they used to call them forger. I guess now it's identity theft. But yeah, this is just what she does for a living. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she needs to go to jail. I mean, I'm glad she was caught. I couldn't imagine something like that happening to me, or someone else who cannot afford to lose $500. This is, yeah. I'm glad she's been caught. She needs to go. She's probably gonna serve time. and she's got priors, because the first couple times they might let you go, but you repeatedly are doing this, and she don't need to be hired nowhere else, but she has access to people's phones or credit cards.
Yeah. So I don't know where she gonna work. She done. She done. And then she was greedy. She did the 400 and she tried to do 500 right. She's greedy. She's trash. Kay, your thoughts?
I just thought it was the funniest thing that her mother said, well, you did it then. Like, wow, mama. Like, but hey, I guess she knows her child. So she knows she did it. And my goodness. But props to mama, for not co-signing the foolishness, But I don't know, was she trying to incriminate her boss? Saying, well, I was there, my boss was right there. Like, I mean, my God, girl.
No shame.
None at all. None at all. But she deserved what's coming to her. And good luck.
Because even the cop said, that's right, mama. You see, it don't even make sense. He told
right.
He was like, you're right.
And you see how quick she said when he said we should go ahead and send back her money. She said, okay.
Yeah,
she said, okay, so quick.
But you didn't do it.
Because she thought he was going to let her go. That customer was like, no, lock her up. That customer said, lock Paula, Polly, whoever. She said, lock her up. Go ahead, Tay, your thoughts.
She gonna work at the community service, like to clean the toilet and all that stuff. That's what she gonna work at for her day job after she get out the jail, because she is locked up. They won't let me out. They won't let me out because I'm locked up. But let me down. Oh, girl, let me out. That's what she gonna be at, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Wayne. Your thoughts?
You know, I can hear her mother saying. Now, she got a job.
Yep. Come on, Wayne.
She got a job.
Yep. She was proud of her.
Right. Now, mother know her child, and she knew this wasn't her first rodeo.
Yeah.
And she wanted to hear this one, because she kept on asking. And then what? What did it show? What did they have proof? They have proof. And she said, yeah, you did it. And she probably said, you done had a good job and you done messed up again.
Oh, God.
It's the greed. It's the greed. And I'm just shocked that some of these criminals do things that's easily traceable back to them.
That part.
I mean, she had the fraud, the credit card, the whole work. You guys said all the above. And she working with people's credit card. I'm done.
Even he told her, just tell the truth. He told her, just tell the truth. They came in there playing her. He said, just tell the truth. He said, because I already looked you up. He said, I already looked you up. He said, just tell the truth. Miss K and J, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Diva, the police would have met me up there because I was going back to make her reverse it myself and act a whole fool. Hashtag, you did it then. Okay. Yeah, listen, she's very fortunate. She's very fortunate. Very fortunate. In my opinion, your thoughts?
This is one of them ones that needs to be on World's Dumbest Criminals. Because she knew when they came in. First of all, I would have had to lead the charge with, I hope you're not here for this cash app, because customer done gave me a cash app. I don't even know where it came from, officer. She could have said something off the rip, try to cover her bases, even if she was, I just don't understand these folks. They are the dumbest criminals. They sit there and say, yeah, I'm going to talk to you without my attorney. And then they tell you everything they didn't know for you to know that they done stole from you. And then they try to say, no, I ain't do it. And let me tell you, that was a real black mama there on the phone, okay? She was like, slow down. Slow down. Now tell me what happened next. Well, did they have the proof? And when she said, well, yeah, it was on my cash app. And she said, well, you did it then. And the officer took the phone back then because he knew right then and there. Yep, mama thinks she did it too. This is one of them you can't trust these kind of people. And I don't understand why she didn't have a background check done before anyway.
That part.
And the identity theft and fraudulent credit cards should have came up. You can't hire people that already done showed you they con artists because they're going to keep on conning. They're just going to try to get smarter as they go. But they're going to stay a con artist because that's what they get off on. It's just like people that's addicted to gambling and drugs and all that. They get off on that. And these scammers and convicts, they get off on whatever they substance is.
I appreciate you. Katrina, your thoughts? And listen, 91% of the people said Pastor Marvin Winans was wrong. Out the poll. Go ahead, Katrina.
Yeah, I'm just this girl. I'm thinking to myself, like, I wonder how many other customers she did this way and they didn't just catch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, 'cause she did it boldly. And she said she did it while her manager was standing right there. She said she didn't do it. The manager was standing up and she was trying to connect the lady's phone. Yeah, you connected her phone, all right. You connected that cash up to yours. Well, what I'm saying, it's just like when you go to these restaurants and you have to give your debit card or whatever through the window, and folks steal your identification that way as well. So you have to be very, very careful. And then this lady was an old lady, if I'm not mistaken. I think she was a elderly lady or something like that. And she came in and trying to get her phone and stuff together. And this woman right here scamming. This is ridiculous. And I wonder if her manager in on it too, because she said, well, I need to talk to her before she go. I wonder if they both been doing this. Because these folks is crazy over money now. Because I had somebody to steal. It was 450. They had got them an Airbnb. Then had got the $50 for the rental fee. Then that fool, somebody in Holland, ordered Netflix. That's what the lady said. How the hell how the heck did I order Netflix in Holland? I'm in the United States. They would get your stuff, your identification. They would do anything, and you have to go back and backtrack and get all that stuff so you can clear yourself. That's why I tell everybody, if you can, get an Experian account. So you can look at your credit. You can see is anybody messing with your credit. You can see is anybody using your name or anything, because they can do the same thing with land as well. They can go down to the city clerk office and get your land. You think you paid for it though? They been got it from you. So you have to be very, very vigilant. And like I said, when the mama said, mama asked her plainly. I mean, she went through everything. Cause mama know how Cash App work. She said, "You did it then." No, I did. Yes, you did. Because you can't get nobody Cash App unless you do it. That it go from phone to phone. And for you to sit up and steal this little lady money is ridiculous. So yes, she deserved to be locked up. And I don't know what they're gonna do to her afterwards. But mama probably gave her a good tongue lashing. She probably can't pay for that car, and she just messed herself up all for $400. Then then you want to be greedy. You try to get 500, but that didn't go through. So you settled for the 400, and you was guilty because you gave that money back faster than somebody having a hot tater in their hand. This is ridiculous, and she need to be called out. Just crazy. But that's all I got.
And yeah, thank you, I Am Gold. Start locking your bank apps on the phone individually. Yeah. And you could lock, I don't know how to do it, but you can do something to the Cash App too, so that even though it's sitting on your phone, somebody can just readily take money and transfer money to themselves.
You can lock it. You can lock it just like your bank. You can lock it. Just have a little thing is in that corner. You go to it and it tell you to lock and unlock. You can lock your Cash App and your PayPal. You can lock all of it and your bank information. You can lock all of it.
Yeah, it needs to get locked because this is crazy. All right, so let me roll into our last story real quick. Remember, tonight's title is all about the Benjamins, and we got the last thief that we're about to talk about here. She a whole fool. So charity boys blew $10 million of taxpayers' money. Cash meant to fed poor children She spent it on mansions for her family and a yellow Mercedes-Benz for her lover. Court hears. The executive director of a Missouri nonprofit stole $10 million from a program intended to provide meals for low-income children and blow it on mansions and luxury cars, her trial heard. Connie Bobo, 46, ran the New Heights Community Resource Center in the St. Louis suburb of Bridgeton for a decade. She enrolled the charity in 2 U.S. Department of Agriculture funded programs that reimburse nonprofits for distributing food to needy children, prosecutors said. Hold on, let me add everybody back to the stage. Give me a minute. Prosecutors said, let me go down. Bobo is accused of claiming $20 million in reimbursements for New Heights, despite having only purchased enough food and milk to serve fewer than 3 million meals. She instead used the funds on a mansion for herself, on houses for her family, and bright yellow Mercedes for her boyfriend. Her trial heard Tuesday, according to St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Her attorney, however, told the jury that Bobo did not intentionally violate the rules of the federal program and had tried to correct the issues before her arrest. The defense further alleged that all of her actions were made in the best interest of the community in an attempt to give back. Bobo has been charged with 3 counts of wire fraud, 1 count of aggravated identity theft, and 1 count of obstruction of an official proceeding. That is her. That is her mansion. The Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services paid out about $11 million from February 2019 to March 2022, after Bobo allegedly submitted reimbursement claims stating that the New Heights served nearly 6 million meals. Instead, according to the indictment, Bobo received $11 million in fraudulent funds, which she spent of 5 properties in St. Charles County. She bought herself $1 million mansion in St. Charles, which she claimed as New Heights office, purchased property for her relatives, and used $2.2 million of the money on a commercial real estate investment, prosecutors allege. She also gave nearly $1.4 million to her romantic partner, Howard Hughes III, who spent $211,907 of the funds on a Mercedes-Benz G550 wagon, 4x4 squared, the indictment stated. As her lies were discovered, the defendant used forged documents to try to cover up her crimes. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jonathan Call told the court Tuesday. Bobo allegedly named her family members and friends as New Heights board members on official documents. Her former friend, Dekaya Betts, testified during the trial that she only found out she was listed as the organization's vice president after being contacted by the FBI. There go her man that spent $200,000 on that G-Wagon. Good gosh almighty. Betts, during cross-examination, was asked if she had ever attended a board meeting for the nonprofit. She alleged she attended some of Bobo's family gatherings and they discussed their businesses, but claimed she made it clear she did not have the capacity to serve on the New Heights board. Bobo, who also owned the Infinite Wisdom Early Childhood Center Daycare, was indicted in October 2023 and remained free pending trial. The court ordered she could not have access to any personal or financial information related to the child care facility. But prosecutors in August last year learned she was still allegedly the leaseholder for the Infinite Wisdom Early Childhood Center and controlling its accounts. The judge revoked her bond, and FBI agents arrived at her home to arrest her, but she refused to cooperate, prosecutors allege. Bobo was caught trying to flee the residence when police breached the front door and after a nearly 2-hour standoff. She was offered a plea deal weeks ago, but refused to admit guilt before the judge, the Post-Dispatch reported. Her trial began on Tuesday and is expected to continue into next week. Bobo could face more than 20 years in prison if convicted, and prosecutors are seeking reimbursement, including forfeiture of the homes in the SUV. The Daily Mail has contacted Bobo's attorney, Katrina Spearman, for a comment. Of course, she ain't coming back. That fool should have took the plea deal. But you know what? A fool is a fool is a fool. Warrior, your thoughts?
This is truly, truly sad, Diva, you know, especially in the economy that we are in. As most of us know, food stamp services for most people will be cut November 1st. Most people will not be receiving their food stamp services, which means they won't be able to go to the grocery store, which means grocery stores won't be able to turn in their food stamp vouchers for them to be able to pay the products that they have gotten in order for us to eat. This is sad. So then we have the quote unquote people who are supposed to be out here helping those who cannot maybe get their food stamps or who won't get food, going forward possibly. And here you are using the money for your own personal gain. People who are out here working hard, giving to your charity. You're probably receiving funding from the state, which means the tax money that we pay. You are taking that to live off of your own will for your family, your friends, and whoever else you want to take care of. This is sad. She needs every bit of the 20 years. And it's even more sad, Diva, that you're somebody that looks like us, someone who knows what it is to struggle, someone who knows what it is to be a part of the, not everybody knows, but to, know people who are on food stamp services, who are in need, those who are homeless and in the streets and who are just looking for their next meal. And you take advantage of those who are out here giving to you. It's pitiful. It's sad. I think the husband needs charges as well, because
the boyfriend, you need it as well, because you went out and bought this money based off what income? What are you doing? $200,000 on a car. You have your friends and family listed as, quote unquote, board of directors and all of this stuff, who are not even qualified. What are we doing? It's shameful. Lock her up.
Lock her up. Julius, your thoughts?
Lock her up. That's it. That's all.
Thank you. In my opinion,
this is a dummy. This is a real big dummy. And I don't know what she was doing, because you got some leeway with this first one, and you went out and did this. Like, it baffles me for the life of me. People think, oh, well, I got away with this one, I'm gonna try even bigger this time. You cannot keep scamming people and expect that stuff not to come back to you. You reap what you sow in this world. It may not come tomorrow, but it's coming. And let me tell you something. That little lime green doom buggy he had, he should have spent better. Okay, I don't understand none of them. They was up there spending like they had to hit the lottery or something, knowing that stuff is gonna be flagged anyway. See, this is what happens when you too busy trying to con people and you don't get enough book sense and street sense to know what you're doing. Shame on you for thinking you were smart enough.
yeah. Whoo, Callie.
Lock her up. This woman is ridiculous. The fact that, as in my opinion just said, that you thought you could buy a G-Wagon and it would not be flagged, you are insane. First of all, these cars usually have to be shipped from Germany. It's like I don't know if it was new or if this is like a previously owned one. It might be previously owned, because I think the custom ones actually cost more than that.
More than 200,000?
It depends on which model. It depends on which model and if it's totally custom.
Them cars can be like $500,000.
Yeah. But this is ridiculous. She over here scamming, trying to buy a man. Usually the kind of man you have to buy is the kind of man that's only providing what men give away for free anyway. So I don't even know what the heck she was doing. She just needs to be locked up. This is a person that's just a criminal. Like, she's just a menace to society. Like, I think if she's not locked up, she'll just come up with some other scheme.
She should have took that plea deal. She screwed. She should have took that plea deal. I don't know how many years they was gonna give her with the plea deal, but she screwed. And they're gonna make her do restitution anyway. So you how do you pay back $10 million? And that's just what she stole. Like, that's not even like the the fees and the fine. She screwed.
Yeah, she can't. I think they just put that on you just in case you come up on some money, they can take it. But they know that she's not gonna be able to pay that.
My God. Tay, your thoughts?
Throw the keys away and tell her that, do I really care about her boyfriend? No, I don't. Because he probably in the plot that she have for this right here. Make sure, say, hey, baby, let's get all the money. And then we'll get us a big house and a big car, all that stuff. Lock him up, too. and told her she should know better, Diva. She should know better. First, you in the food stamp people. You help people who get a food stamp right there. And then you took their money, everything. Because you want a big house, a big mansion like that. Yeah, you know what she gonna do, Diva? She better pay that bank, sell the house, sell the cars to pay everything back because she probably be a dead to those people who have that right there. That's all, Diva.
Thank you, Tay Tay. She's done, but then she bought family members' houses. They better be packing up. They about to be homeless. Katrina.
Did she pay cash for this? Did she pay cash for these homes?
I know she gave only thing I know is she gave the boyfriend 1.4 million, so he paid cash for the car.
Oh, because the reason I was asking, because when you buying a house, $1 million house, they gonna pull everything up on you. How you get this money? Where does money come from? How you gonna pay off this house? So that's why I was asking that part. And she should be locked up for having the name Bobo. I mean, that she should be locked up on that alone. Bobo. Okay. Then you take it from these people. And I don't understand why people don't realize anytime that you go over $10,000 in your account or take out $10,000 in your account, you get a red flag on you. They're on you.
It
So
was
by
a
her
business, though. It's the difference when it's a business.
yeah, okay. But and then this guy go buy this little ugly car, flashy car, showing off. And now you gonna get him as an accessory as well. This is so crazy. I don't understand. Then you got $10 million and you still stayed in the United States. If I ain't hopped up on $10 million, I'm leaving. You ain't gonna find me. I'm on an island somewhere, which I'm not telling nobody to go steal. But I'm just saying, how stupid are you? The same thing with these people that be doing these taxes. They get all this money scamming, and they make millions. But then you still here doing the same thing again. You think you ain't gonna get caught? These people are insane, crazy, and then you took away from the needy for your own selfish gain. Not just for yourself, but for your family as well. What about these other people that deserve that money? That's supposed to have that money that you wasn't supposed to do what you was doing with this money. This is ridiculous. So I ask everybody to say, lock her up and free Vera. Get Vera up out of there for some because she had them but chicken. These folks got all this other stuff. Get Vera up out of that prison. That's all I got.
48.
This like really bothers me because my nonprofit does a little something like this, and it's real common, like in this sector, for people to be thieves. And I do hope that she gets the 20 years. I think that's what it said. Like she deserves that. It's so many ways for you to pay yourself as an administrator running a nonprofit and doing it the legal way. It really just pees me off. I'm kind of like lost for words because that um category 2 is very competitive to get those grants and even bonds. $10 million is not a little bit of money for a nonprofit. Feeding kids, that's a lot. So like it just makes me sick. That's all I got, Diva.
Yeah, it's very sad. Kay, your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm inclined to believe that criminal-minded people just can't help themselves. You know, they know that there's a good chance that they'll get caught, but it's just too tempting. Like the idiot at the phone store. The phone was in her hand, and she just couldn't help herself. It was just too tempting. This is insane. This is crazy. I mean, the paper trail that she left for herself, well, for the police to catch her, I mean, this is ridiculous. And to think that that wasn't even her husband, that's a boyfriend that she's lacing down like that with that type of money and handing, like, what? I could be wrong too, but the family, are we to believe that the family didn't know who she is?
They knew.
Okay, so pack up your stuff and just get ready, be ready to go when they come. you know, to evict you because you know who you're dealing with. If I have a criminal family member, I'm sorry, I know how you get money. I don't want anything from you. I'm gonna
Come
love you
on,
from a
talk
distance.
about it. Talk about it.
You're not gonna get me caught up in your mess.
Hello.
No, that's all I got, Diva.
Coming down, busting down my door, taking my
Okay, not today.
Not today.
And I'm not going to jail with you for your hot mess right here.
Okay, not today. Listen, people, I appreciate y'all. Y'all hung in there with me, okay, for trending topics on Wednesday night, and the title was all about the Benjamins. I promise you this. You know, I think this world with the social media, you know, I think it's a lot. I'm gonna do a lot of it on the social media where the people fronting, stunting, using filters. Nothing is real. They pretending like they got this, that, they're renting it, they borrowed it, they stole it, and then you trying to live up to that same lifestyle. Nothing is wrong with what you have. Whatever you have, trust me, it is enough. It is enough. And listen, at the end of the day, you know, I love shopping, but at the end of the day, half of that stuff, sometimes be forgetting I have it. I barely get to wear it. You know what I'm saying? You have enough. Whatever you got, it is enough. Like, don't look at these social media things and thinking, oh, I want that and do that. Listen, I'm telling you, there was one social media person I follow, and she was just exposed for the lies, for not really having what she having, for her business not even doing what she said it was doing. It's the lies. And then teaching you how to do business, but in the meantime, they're charging you $2,000 for a class so you could do business, and their business is falling apart. No, teach yourself, people. Listen, you good, you whatever you need, you got it within you. You got it within you. And don't feel like you got to be out here fronting and stunting. It ain't worth it. Like you said, the popo ain't gonna bust down my door. No, we ain't doing all of that. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If y'all ain't hit that like button on the way in, do the diva a favor, hit it on the way out. We got Roy up here tonight. You know, we do our little reality shows, recaps together, and he has his own channel, Roy's World. Go over there, watch some videos, like some videos, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Much love, y'all. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Choo choo choo. Where Wayne went? I'm like